If and when the grid goes down, it's not going to be like a normal power outage, not even close. A true grid down situation could last much longer, perhaps weeks or months. And during that time, a lot of things are going to happen, things that you would never imagine. Here are 10 scary things that would happen if the grid went down. Hopefully this will remind you how fragile our society actually is and inspire you to start prepping if you haven't already. Number 1, no more supply trucks. When supply trucks stop, no stores or restaurants are going to get resupplied. Not that it matters much anyway, because those stores are going to be looted and then instantly abandoned. Now this will guarantee that within a few short hours of a grid down, life will already change dramatically because you will no longer be able to resupply yourself with the things that you need. Suddenly you'll be wondering why you hadn't stocked up like you knew you should have been doing all along. Number 3 is the schools are going to be shut down. And you bet your ass you can guarantee they will hold on to any students in session during the early stages of a grid down situation. It is incredibly unlikely that school administrators are going to simply release children into the chaos. They're going to make it the responsibility of parents to show up and retrieve their kids at schools. Now, number 4 is commerce would cease. This is one you're going to want to think about. A grid down situation is seriously going to lead to complete and utter breakdown of commerce as we know it. Banks will no longer be open, ATMs aren't going to work, and debit and credit cards will no longer be of any use. And will you still be able to use cash? Well, now it's a possibility. At the very least, you'll be able to use cash in the early hours of disaster before things get really bad. But beyond that, though, it's difficult seeing cash being much use for anything. The reason is simple. It has no value other than what you attach to it. And it's not something we can use to stay alive. In the event of hyperinflation, the individual dollar will lose value rapidly. It will be of literally no use but toilet paper. The only real type of commerce that's going to take place after an SHTF event is going to be bartering, where people exchange certain goods that we need to survive for other goods that they need to survive. Number 5, and halfway through our list, gasoline is going to be gone. Now this is a big one. Gasoline is going to become one of the most precious commodities once people are unable to get any more of it at a gas station. Everything from cars, motorcycles, ATVs to generators all run on gasoline. And we've all seen the post-apocalyptic movies and TV shows where literally thousands of cars are sitting useless, abandoned on the side of the road. Well, that really won't be too all far from a reality. Now, if you've made it this far, you might want to hit that like and subscribe and maybe even share with a friend. Let's get back into it. Number 6 is cell service would stop. Now, your phone may still work after a grid down, but it's honestly not going to do you much good if you aren't able to access cell service or the internet. This is one reason why investing in other communication devices is so important. You need to have a ham radio and a CB. Once the internet and cell service goes down, communication as we know it in general is going to get very different, and it's not going to get easier. The post office would close. You can say goodbye to ordering products from Amazon or sending or receiving mail from people when the grid goes down. This will greatly impact the way that we communicate with people over a long distance. Number 8 is the air conditioning won't work. Is a lack of air conditioning life-threatening by any means? It depends. In the middle of summer, it very well could be if you don't take steps to keep yourself cool without AC. At the very least, it will be uncomfortable. And it's not just air conditioning you won't have anymore. That brings us to number 9, where the heat's not going to work. Just as the summer months are going to get really uncomfortable due to the lack of air conditioning, so will the freezing cold winter months due to the lack of heat. Fact of the matter is, the lack of heat is going to be a far worse problem than the lack of air conditioning, and really could be life-threatening if ever gets particularly cold outside. This is why I talk about stocking up on firewood, propane, heaters, and candles as much as you can. The firewood would be good if you have a firewood stove inside your home, but even if you lack that stove, you can still use it for getting a small controllable fire outside to keep you warm. And finally, be sure to invest in plenty of warm blankets and sleeping bags to go with everything. Number 10 is no more running water. This is a really big one. You won't be able to run the dishwasher, the washing machine, or turn the tap on to get some fresh water anymore. This is why you need to stockpile water. And when you stockpile water, you need to stockpile both drinking and cleaning and hygiene water. The recommended amount will be at least 1 gallon per person per day. 1/2 of that gallon will be for drinking. The other half will be for cleaning and personal hygiene. Water filters and purification tablets will be immensely important also. Because when you do manage to procure more water for drinking purposes from outer sources, it may not be safe to drink. Drinking unsafe water can often be more unsafe than not drinking water at all. which is why a water filter and water purification tablets are critical to own. While contemplating the potential ramifications of a grid down scenario underscores the importance of preparedness. By acknowledging these challenges and taking proactive steps to mitigate them, we can enhance our resilience and readiness for whatever the future may hold. If you're a fan of the doom and gloom and how to survive it, you might want to hit that subscribe button. I'm AP, and until the next one, I'm out of here.